So today we are building in Oasis Springs, a world that I haven't built in probably years. I generally prefer lush green environments, but we are finally building tiny house rentals, two tiny houses on one lot located here in Oasis Springs. It's a 40 by 30 lot, so a pretty decent size, but we're getting right to it. The roofs will have a very distinct or unique shape, with a lot of glass roofs being used. And as far as this build, I did use 14 packs, which sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, with The Sims 4 having like nearly 80 packs, I don't think that's too bad. One of the main packs will obviously be for rent. But the idea with this build was to create something that was unique, also looked very ultra modern, but at the same time, just something that was kind of eye-catching, something that was a little different and out of the norm. And I think the roof kind of captures that quite easily. Off to the side, as you can see, I'm doing like these column structures. I did do an area for parking a car. Obviously, we don't have cars in The Sims 4, but I did use some debug cars. And I did figure out where to find the debug and live edit items with the mod enabled. So that's great. Because the last video I made, I couldn't figure out where it was. Like, I was turning on all the cheats and everything, and I'm like, I can't find anything. But there's actually a special category, and it just sorts it in those categories, whether you want live edit or debug. Didn't know that, but I do now. I'm also using these windows, which is a first. The builds themselves, or the tiny homes themselves, will actually have a very industrial, modern vibe. Also very colorful on the inside. I kind of, we got like a lot of like bright blue and yellow in the one, and then a lot of like reddish orange in the other unit. And that is partially because Johnny Zest lives here. So I thought like Lemon Zest, he would obviously be living in the unit that's yellow and blue, like very bright. You'll see we do like a feature wall in the primary bedroom, and it's super bright, but it's very cool actually. Also, I should mention that each tiny house has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom each. We also do a shared pool and a shared garden as well. So that's very nice. Each tiny house doesn't actually follow the like tiny house standards like set by the game. Like you can actually switch to a tiny house residential, which I probably should have did while building, but it only comes in at 105 tiles. So I thought that was quite impressive. It's definitely tiny. I don't know if it actually qualifies because I think you have to be like under 100 for like a certain size tiny house. So I don't know if this really classifies as a small home or not. Didn't really check that, but that's okay. I also tried using this bright, vibrant bush from the backyard stuff pack, but nope, just wasn't doing it. It was just too bright. I mean, yeah, the desert itself is very lush and vibrant, but that bush is not. Speaking of the backyard stuff, that particular pack is actually 100% free right now with The Sims 4. I believe good until like the 1st or 2nd week in April. Like there's a massive sale where you can get a lot of the expansion packs for up to 60% off, like cats and dogs, seasons. So if you're looking to complete your collection, by all means, there's a huge sale. I'm guessing it's like a spring sale for The Sims 4. So yeah, a lot of packs, stuff packs and things are on sale, but free packs, come on, you cannot argue with free. You better go grab that free pack if you don't already have the backyard stuff pack, which is actually a very nice pack. There's a lot of nice items, like the fence that I use, the picket fence around like the pool and the garden area. When we get to that, that is actually from that pack. So it actually comes in a variety of colors, one of those being white, so you can have your traditional white picket fence, but I chose black because the accent for this particular build was black. So yeah. As far as the tiny desert industrials, which is what I called these, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. Here is the gallery listing. So again, it's 2 beds, 1 bath, 40 by 30, 14 packs, and total lot value is $97,883. However, the rent is approximately 105 simoleons, and I say that because like One unit had slightly higher rent than the other. I'm guessing because of like object value and like maybe there's something extra in there going on. But yeah, so coming along quite well. You can see the vibrant colors taking hold and that beautiful accent wall in the primary bedroom. Very nice. I also found this nice bed. I believe that is from Growing Together, which had like the bright yellow pillows. It's like it just went perfectly with the wall. And then we have like the bright accent. I believe the tiny living pack was also heavily used here too. So like the dresser, for example, had that pop of yellow on the one drawer. And so I just tried to coordinate colors as much as possible between each unit. And I think they turned out phenomenal. It just looks so like fresh and vibrant and bright and fun. So that's definitely what I was going for with these particular little tiny homes. So I know since For Rent came out, I was like really looking forward to doing a lot of variety of different items. And I know I've generally stuck to like apartment buildings and like actual houses. One of those things on the list was using For Rent and making rentable tiny homes. I think more in my mind, I kind of pictured more like a bunch of them, like much smaller than this even. Like something that's like like 4 tiles wide by maybe like 10 tiles long, like maybe 15 tiles long. I don't know, 10 seems a little too small, but like, and then having more than 2, but we could still do that in the future. That's not like it's the end. You know what I mean? Like, there's still plenty more to come. So, yeah, like I was just thinking more having more on one lot, but I didn't really choose a massive lot to be able to do that. I kind of wanted to keep it pretty small for this build. I didn't want to like get myself in over my head, if you know what I mean, like having to build and furnish so much. I just kind of wanted a cool, chill, kind of fun build to do for right now for these. So I think that fits quite well. There is a small bedroom down here. I did think about making this like the only bathroom in the place, but then upstairs, like where the bathroom actually is, it's like that was definitely too small to be a bedroom. I think it's like 3 by 2 tiles. So yeah, you're not fitting much in there. So I thought that made more sense to have an actual bedroom on the first floor, and then you have the primary and the only bathroom in each house on the second. But that's just kind of how it worked out. So the other unit is definitely more red. A lot of red in this unit. I do kind of like do a little bit of furnishing here, and then I kind of step out and do some like landscaping and do the landscaping, and then I come back. I don't really know what I was thinking here. like I kind of started and just like, oh, I think I need to take a break and let's go do something else. So then we go outside. But the other unit was pretty much finished. It actually went together pretty quickly. The color palettes, again, is just very vibrant and bright and fun. So yeah. These windows are very cool. I think they are from the Moschino stuff pack, Moschino, however you pronounce that. But I use the like open window one in some areas and then the closed in most of the rest of the house. But I've never used these windows before, but they're really nice for that industrial vibe if you're definitely going for that. And we are doing some clutter, but I do come back and change that clutter because I did like having the plates there on the corner of that cabinet in the kitchen in the red one, but I actually came up with a better solution using some of the like cabinets under like that have the lighting underneath them that came with the Home Chef Hustle kit, and like make a little like clutter shelf corner kind of thing. You'll see it, we get to that. But I also like put a white van on the second one, and then we do come back and change that because I was like, I can't have like a creepy white van there. Like you just can't do the creepy white van. This is not supposed to be horror movie or anything like weird like that. It's actually supposed to be nice. And I didn't think the white really like popped with the house as far as like the color palettes go. So yeah, we're also using, I want to say we're using Horse Ranch stone and Growing Together siding. Yeah, definitely the Growing Together siding, but I'm pretty sure that's a Horse Ranch stone. So yeah, definitely nice stone there. I thought it just had a nice tone to it as far as fitting in the desert theme quite well. So we're now doing into the landscaping. I'm putting some of the rocks to kind of tie in with some of the rocks and boulders you find surrounding the lot. I just had to find the right ones in the catalog, but I did. Because there's like so many, and then I kind of just made them different sizes, and we kind of matched some of the bushes and landscaping just so it kind of fits and kind of flows. So it really doesn't feel too out of place being here, which is a nice thing. Definitely some more deserty landscaping instead of the more lush that I'm more familiar with. So it was nice to kind of step out of my comfort zone and do something different with these builds. And I'm definitely happy with how they turned out. Would I have done some things differently? For sure. I probably would have made them maybe slightly bigger, just a little bit. But the whole point is they're supposed to be a tiny house. But I would have also liked to do something a little different with like the glass roof portions, looking back on it. But again, they're still great, awesome houses to live in. And just that roof is very unique. I do love the shape of it. Don't get me wrong. It's just I would have liked to have figured out something a little different with the glass. But I was kind of working with just the square boxes I gave myself. So yeah, speaking of square boxes, I do have a build challenge going for like the end of March into April. So if you don't already know about that, in my previous video, Villa Townhouses, if you want to go like watch that or whatever, I'll give you a brief overview. But basically there is a shell. The Villa Townhouses were my version of that shell. Like that's what I created from the shell. But the shell itself is actually blank and available on the Sims 4 gallery. So you can actually furnish and do the exterior landscaping, all that fun stuff, like the entire thing. And you can turn it into whatever you want. Submissions are open until April 15th, 2024. So yeah, there's a hashtag and everything. I'm pretty sure it's Simified March 24 is what I'm going for this one. That way I can easily find the builds that you guys create so I can feature them in a future video, and we can kind of like walk through some different ideas. And some of you have already submitted some pretty interesting things, or at least some have actually shared what they're working on. And let me just say they're beautiful and very unique ideas so far. So it's pretty cool to see that, because like I did like 2 rental townhouses, but the ideas that you guys come up with, and yeah, you just kind of run with it, and it's looking really cool. I'm very excited about that. So don't forget about that. But yeah, if you need more details, that is on my previous video, Villa Townhouses. So yeah, and you can kind of see what I did with it. With the challenge itself, but it's a pretty easy challenge. I'm not too particular. Like you can't change the exterior walls at all, like the shape or anything, but you can pretty much do anything else. And again, this is my first challenge, so like I didn't want to make it too complicated yet, but I definitely wanted to have a little bit. So having to build within the confines of the boxes that I made was, I think, enough punishment. You know, you can add things like platforms, foundations, to the exterior and interior, like however you want to do it is up to you. You just cannot add or remove exterior walls in any way. It has to still look like the original shape, but anything else is fair game. So have at it, have fun. And again, that's open till April 15th. So we're moving through the second unit now. We kind of finished up the landscaping, which was actually pretty sparse, but it is the desert. I'm doing this cool thing in the one bathroom in the one unit where like I stacked 2 like cabinets on top of each other, and then just kind of piled some clutter on top to create like almost like a continuation of the vanity, even though you really like it doesn't entirely match closely. Like I do end up changing it to white because I feel like there's just too much black already. So like having a black and white bathroom was just a tad too much. But yeah, the white tone doesn't exactly match entirely, but it's okay. It's still a cool thing. And I did toy with like putting the bed on this wall, but then I'm like, no, let's keep with the theme and put it on the accent wall. So I'm using some Home Chef Hustle cabinetry to create like this custom headboard where I kind of slowly, just ever so slightly, tuck the headboard of the bed into the cabinets, but it's still fully functional. It shouldn't really create too much of an issue. Your Sims heads won't be like sticking into it either, so that's also great. And now we're just putting some like decorative clutter around on the cabinets, which it's funny because in video time, it actually goes like super quick. Like that only took like 2 seconds, but in like real time, it actually took me quite a while to kind of get that all positioned. And, you know, like with the shelf and everything, it's so funny how that kind of looks, but it does take quite a bit longer than the video actually shows to do. So there's that clutter shelf. I'm just kind of finishing it up with some mugs that I found, and putting some clutter around in some of the living spaces. That way it just looks and feels more lived in, and including a candle. But again, yeah, only 14 packs. Pretty impressed. But one of those obviously is for rent. I think Horse Ranch for the other, growing together. So right there's already 3. It's not too bad of a build, but hopefully you will enjoy them. If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe for additional builds, future Sims builds, previous Sims builds, whatever, but definitely future ones, because I do builds once a week here on the channel. I try to do it on the weekends, usually either Saturday or Sunday I will release a video. So yeah, pretty fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the content here. Again, don't forget to subscribe so you can get notified of new content as well, and new builds. So as far as the next build, I really don't have any ideas. So if you have any suggestions or anything you would like to see, I'm down for it. If I don't get any, I'll just refer to my list of suggestions that I've gotten already, like so far, and I think we'll go from there. I think I am leaning more towards keeping in the suggestions mind. I kind of do want to do another for rent build, so, or like at least geared towards like the rental system. So if you have a suggestion around that, that would be great. Like if there's something you'd love to see, even if it's more tiny houses. Like I do kind of like a tiny house because they go pretty quick. Because I mean, yeah, there's a lot of furnishing because you're doing like 2 of them. But like if you want to see another tiny house build, I'm over that as well. So like feel free to suggest what you'd like to see as far as like the for rent kind of aspect. But it was definitely nice to be back in Oasis Springs. Some of these lots are not flat though, I will say that. There was like some weird terrain glitching hill kind of things going on when I was doing the landscaping, but it's okay. Even if you flatten the lot, like it was still there. So I think that was just something from the base game. But here are the screenshots. You can see the layout of each of the units, color coded to kind of match. This is the living space of the turquoise unit, as we'll call it. Pretty, definitely love it. Just has a nice, bright, fun feeling about it. And especially the primary bedroom with like that bright accent wall that you see, like that's just, it just looks so nice, all like tied together and all cohesive. And even the other unit is actually very nice. Like this one's a little different as far as like the bathroom goes. Like, you know, I have a full tub shower, whereas like in this other unit here, it's just a shower stall. So, and that's just down to space and kind of, I wanted to give them a bit of a unique feel and a different look overall. But again, you can find it on the gallery under Tiny Desert Industrials. My EA ID is just TheSimified. And yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know below if you're going to partake in the challenge or any other suggestions you might have. But that's all I had for this video. And I do thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.